So Easter's been cancelled, Pirate Summer's been cancelled, Halloween's been cancelled, Christmas been cancelled, but in spite of all that, Tokyo Disney is still planning to release seasonal event merchandise. I guess it's time to go shopping! And that's exactly what I did. So if you haven't heard the big news, in an unexpected turn of events, Tokyo Disney has announced the cancellation of all seasonal events for this year until further notice. And at this point, who really knows if they're even going to pick up with next year's seasonal events? And that's going to be problematic because next year is the 20th anniversary of Tokyo Disney Sea. Not to mention New Fantasyland, the one thing that I have been looking forward to this year is withheld until further notice, and that utterly breaks my heart so much because my husband and I had planned in past tense, that is no longer happening, to attend sometime in September. Anyway, in spite of all that, Tokyo Disney is still releasing seasonal merchandise on the apps, on their Tokyo Disney Resort app, and as well as specific locations or specific shop locations at the parks. Not all shops are open because they are still practicing social distancing, and they are also limiting the number of stores, especially stores that have small spaces or buildings or shops that don't really have a lot of room for people to spread out. So stock is largely exclusive to the big shops, like the shops that are closer to the entrances of the parks. The kind of atmosphere that's happening at Tokyo Disney Resort doesn't allow for much confidence in decision making at the moment, because changes can happen anytime. They can happen without any notice. They can happen on the day of. Anything can change, which makes planning for a park visit very difficult. Honestly, I don't know when this is going to tide over, if anything, when things are going to settle down. I mean, people are still going to the parks. It's just a very hazy time to be at the parks or to be a parks fan or wanting to visit the parks at the moment. And I go to Tokyo Disney Resort mainly for the events. I love to take pictures. I love their events. I love their shows. I love their parades. And it's the one thing that I look forward to the most when I go there. I mean, that's like the main thing. There are many things I look forward to. The event is the deciding factor in when I visit the parks. I especially love visiting the parks for Halloween and Christmas time. That doesn't seem to be a motivating factor this year, and the fact that the New Fantasyland has been postponed as well, that has been shelved for another time. There is no real reason for me to go to Tokyo Disney Resort, but there are many reasons to go shopping, and I'll be sharing my very small Tokyo Disney haul with you in this video. I will also be sharing with you a few items that I picked up from the Disney store, which was a first in a long time. Given the small number of items I got in either haul, I didn't see it fit to separate them in two different videos, so I'm combining them into one, and I'll be sharing both of them in this video. So let's start with the Tokyo Disney Resort haul first, and then we'll go into the Disney store haul. So when I saw the new plush items of the latest Usapio merchandise, I knew that I wanted to get another Usapio plush, but I didn't want to get the plush. I just wanted something small that commemorated the Usapios because I have yet to get a plush of them, and I saw that this was kind of perfect because it's first of all, it's not just a plush, it's a scrunchie. It's a hair tie, but around the hair tie are Usapios. And it's like functional, practical, and freaking cute at the same time. The first one we have of a winking Usapio. I just love the colors, and especially the fact that these are not, printed on or appliques. They're actually embroidered, which is awesome. That is a fine detail of Tokyo Disney that I really appreciate in their merchandise. And then on top of their heads, they have that little cracked eggshell, and that is also not printed on. That is actual fabric, and it's a very soft sort of velvet, or not felt. Felt is too rough to explain this. It's very smooth. It's very nice to touch. The ears are definitely made of felt. They are harder and rougher to the touch compared to the broken eggshells. So that's the first Usapio. And then we have a fluffy baby blue pom-pom, followed by this Or what kind of expression is this? The surprise? Not even, I don't know. But you have those closed eyes, Usapio, then a purple pom-pom, and finally one with both eyes open. I love that they have different expressions on each Usapio. I love things that depict different expressions on the same character or different characters. The band of the scrunchie is made of satin fabric. I am still debating on whether or not I should use this as a scrunchie, because I honestly just want to display it as such. And if I choose to display it, what I'm planning to do is like cut off the pom-poms and the usapios from the scrunchie, because it does look like you can do that even though they are rather sewn into it. But I do think it's possible, or at the very least cut the scrunchie so that it can stretch out as opposed to, you know, stay as a ring, and that way I can display it as a line, and I think that will be really cute. But so with Easter being past, this will have to be something that I will display on my seasonal shelf next year. Just give one final close-up of the usapios. So cute! So cute! I can't handle it. And their faces are rather big. I mean, look, my hand for scale. It's like half of my palm. I think this is my favorite expression of the three. So I only got 2 Usapio items, one being that scrunchie and the other is a souvenir snack case. You can only get this if you buy certain food items, especially that of a snack, like that is a gummy candy or jelly beans, as the English say. And you can purchase that kind of candy at particular food kiosks or stalls at certain locations, not at restaurants. And when I saw pictures of this, I was like, wow, I am totally getting this in place of a plush. This is so, so cool. The first year that the Usapio debuted, last year, 2019, and part of the theme and concept of the Usapio event was like, the Usapios have come to play, and there was a sort of like carnival-esque type of thing going on, and hence the Ferris wheel attraction, and it was sitting on one of the mini barges that were in the live shows, and this is a depiction of that, and I love that they turned it into something practical as well. Alright, so first up we have at the very top of the snack case a very tiny figure of an Usapio chick hatching right out of a pink egg, and it is made of hard plastic, so consider that a mini figure. You have the Ferris wheel in hard plastic, and the body is made of a very soft periwinkle or bluish purple, and the ring is a very bright pink. And of course you have the Usapios playing, and they are decorating the inside of the Ferris wheel. And it's not just the Ferris wheel being depicted here, that's that one down here at the bottom. The rest are from various decorations that can be either seen on the floats of the live show or around the American waterfront area, where they had a spot that had other Usapio decorations. This knob in the middle you can turn and it moves around just like a real Ferris wheel. I don't think this can open though. Nope, that is closed. And the base is a very aqua blue. The back side says Disney Easter 2020 Tokyo Disney Sea, because that is where you can only get Usapio merchandise. It is exclusive to that park, not at Disneyland. And at the top is, oh, there it is, the little flap that you, oh my gosh, this is hard. Oh, there we go. That opens up into the body of the Ferris wheel, and that's where you would put your candies. Although how you would put it is, I believe you turn the wheel until there is a slot, an open slot, and that is the hole where you would dump your candies in, or whatever little accessories you would put in. I love the fact that the front part of the Ferris wheel is clear, so you can see exactly what is inside, and that is not always the case with these mini snack cases. So this is just So innovative, so clever, and so cute. I love everything about this. This is one of the better snack case designs that I have seen, and they do often come out with this kind of thing every seasonal event. There is like a Christmas one, or if there's an anniversary that's happening at the parks, they're constantly rotating designs, so be sure to keep a lookout for the food stalls that sell these souvenirs. It's so worth it. And one more thing I'd like to point out, it does come with this plastic chain so that it makes it easier to carry around or attach to a bag and whatnot. It has portability. So the next time you're at the parks, keep a lookout for food stalls or mini food booths that sell these souvenir snack cases. They are always worth the purchase. They don't cost too much. They're like an additional 700 yen, 800 yen to the food item that you're purchasing. Of course, it is an additional fee on top of whatever snack you're buying. That's why they're called a souvenir. It's more likely called a souvenir set. So those are the two Easter items that I got. Next up, I want to share with you some general merchandise, or merchandise that are not linked to a particular seasonal event like Easter. And this one is actually from an older release. This is of the line art design. I missed out on this last time, which was why I got it this time. And this is of course a washi tape, and it has symbols or landmarks from both parks, from both Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea, and it's captured all on washi tape. And I am thinking of making a creative journal, and part of the pages are going to be dedicated to some of my memories at Tokyo Disney Resort, and I thought this would be a really great addition to the many tools that I plan to use to make those spreads or pages. And the tape is of a very nice aquamarine or light teal color. This is like my favorite color. At this point of the video, you can still purchase this tape at the parks at either land or sea, because it does say Tokyo Disney Resort, so it's not exclusive to one park. And let me just give you a preview of some of the landmarks that are on this washi tape. There you can see Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, there's Mickey and Minnie and Dumbo from Fantasyland, Cinderella's Castle, It's a Small World, Mickey's House, is that Mickey's House from Toontown, and Donald and Daisy at the bottom, Tomorrowland. And I guess that's all you can see for Tokyo Disneyland for now. I'm pretty sure there's also designs of Disney Sea, because you can see things like Mount Prometheus over here, the Aquasphere, the Toy Story Mania, SS Columbia, etc. So I guess how it goes is they first go through Disneyland, and then they go through Disney Sea. It's not random or mixed up in any sort of way. I guess it's like a sequence of things. I can't wait to put this into good use when I finally get into making my Tokyo Disney spreads. Next up is this shopping bag, or as the Japanese say, eco bag. Eco because eco-friendly, and bag for, well, bag. So in July 1st, there was a nationwide law that passed that all businesses must now charge a fee for plastic bags. And with that enforcement of that policy, Tokyo Disney Resort, in a very timely manner, stocked shelves with this shopping bag. And I think it's the first time I've ever seen this kind of shopping bag at Tokyo Disney Resort. Normally they don't sell shopping bags, actually. It's very rare to see them sell this kind of bag. They mostly sell like tote bags, handbags, those kinds of things, even backpacks, portable foldable bags, not so much. So this is a very new item. And at 500 yen, you can't go wrong. And the front design of the pocket, you have Tokyo Disney Resort, and over here you have, as part of the artistic elements on the design, the monorail. I think that's very clever. A giant icon of Mickey's face, and both parks represented by their respective landmarks, Mount Prometheus for sea and Cinderella's Castle for land. And the color of the bag, or at least the portable version of the bag, is dark navy, and the sides of it are a nice robin blue, light blue. The back is just a solid navy. Oh, I see bursts of color. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have a difficult time figuring out how to put this back, but oh my goodness. This is nothing like I was expecting. Maybe I thought the entire bag was all navy too, but it's not. It's not one solid color. It's a mosaic. It's a collage of different colors, and it looks so good. And it has all of the, well, not all, and it has a bunch of major attractions or symbols that are from both parks. Okay, I'm getting really excited about the shopping bag, but let's just take a look at some of the elements or the symbols that are depicted on the shopping bag. We have here from Disneyland and Disney Sea various different kinds of symbols and landmarks, like here's Disney Sea, and that's a balloon that you can get at either park. There's a popcorn. I love that there's a representation of the popcorn because that is like amazing. The popcorn in Tokyo Disney Resort, I can just go off on that in a whole video. But Splash Mountain, and that is Fortress of Exploration, that kind of thing. I know this is in Disney Sea because there's Mount Prometheus right there. Mickey, representing the entire Tokyo Disney Resort. The Tower of Terror, yes. Haunted Mansion, or just a random street lamp, I don't know. That's gotta be Churros. That is definitely SS Columbia. Cindy's Castle. Thunder Mountain. Mermaid Lagoon. The lighthouse here means Cape Cod. Tomorrowland. A tiki room at Adventureland. Random palm tree. So both sides of the bag, front and back, have the same mosaic type of design. I love this bag so much, and the fact that it's only 500 yen is so worth it. This is going to go into my everyday bag, so I have something to prepare for whenever I go shopping. And the last two items I'd like to share are mugs, also new releases, and they came in a variety of colors, specifically 4 different colors, 2 different colors for each park. It's just a very simple design. A lot of the landmarks here are depicted in white, and then you have a colored background like this in blue, and there are also other colors of like green and pink and yellow. So this is the Tokyo Disney Sea version, and then they have a Tokyo Disneyland. So they were released at the same time. I picked up one of each. So first one here I want to share with you is the Tokyo Disney Sea mug. And starting from the back, that is Mermaid Lagoon. Then you have like fireworks of Mickey up there. Aquasphere. That is the Temple of Doom, so that's Indiana Jones. More fireworks. Mount Prometheus takes up a huge space, and that's totally appropriate. Arabian Coast. The lighthouse of Cape Cod, and SS Columbia representing American waterfront, Tower of Terror, and Tokyo Disney Sea. So as you can probably tell, a lot of the attractions have like a sort of 3D like effect. They jut out from the body of the mug. And according to this, in case you were wondering, at the bottom you can find some symbols that tell you if they are microwave or oven friendly. It shows here that's a microwave, and it says okay, so it's microwave safe. This one in the middle is for an oven, and it is not oven safe, so you don't want to put it in a toaster oven or a baking conventional oven. And finally, it is dishwasher safe. The Tokyo Disneyland one is in teal, my favorite color. And let's see what attractions are captured on the mug. That is a Big Thunder Mountain for sure. What is that? Splash Mountain. Okay, I had to like figure out what are all the squigglies, and they're the thorns. Tokyo Disneyland up there. No fireworks. In place of them you have like shining stars. The Carousel of Fantasyland. And It's a Small World. I want to say that's Toontown. Oh, Cinderella's castle is at the back. That's gorgeous. And finally, Space Mountain. For comparison, here's Tokyo Disneyland, Disney Sea. And the first item I'd like to share with you is this notebook from the merchandise release of Cinderella's 70th anniversary. A whole slew of merchandise was released at the Disney store to celebrate that very special event. I really love the classic art style of the front cover. You don't really see that nowadays, and it's actually based on the original movie poster. The Disney store and Tokyo Disney Resort are really into vintage right now, and I don't really blame them. What's great about the Disney store merch is that oftentimes a couple of weeks later, if you wait long enough, they will bring down merchandise 30 to 50% off, and I fortunately got this particular one at 50% off. They will start at like 20% off, and as the weeks go by they will increase that price drop. So when I visited the shop, I was there at a point where enough time had passed for them to bring down the price to half off. I will open this up and so you can take a closer look at what the inside looks like, because it's not just plain paper. And as you can see here, the half off price is listed at 600 yen plus tax. This was obviously about 1200 yen originally, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. This is a hardcover bound notebook, and for 600 yen, that's a pretty good deal in my opinion, especially at a Disney price. And I just really love the style of the artwork, as I mentioned before. And what's probably hard to capture on camera is the fact that there are actually gold accents or gold foil inserts, which are found in the stars that are decorating the background of this front cover. So I don't know if you can tell that by me doing this, going back and forth. Hopefully you can get a sense of where the gold accents are. And the color of the front cover is actually not white. You can see here in contrast the pages are white. The cover is an off-white, a sort of creamy white color. I think that's a really nice contrast to the pages. I think that's a really good choice, especially because of the colors that were used here. White might have been too much of a harsh color to go with the soft colors of the art design here. And this is what the back side of the binding looks like. There's actually a very lightly designed line art of the birdies, the birdie friends of Cinderella. So they are depicted in a very soft brown line art. And at the back simply says Cinderella 70 years. So let's open her up. The front cover of the flap is a lovely blue. It's a soft baby blue color. And then flipping over to a page, there actually are designs at the bottom of both sides of the page. On the bottom left hand corner, you have the little birdies again that we saw in the back binding of the cover. And this time they are depicted in a dark blue line art style. All the lines on the notebook pages are dotted. They are not like straight lined. There's actually like a perforated kind of line. On the bottom right hand corner, we have Cindy herself, and this is where she has just transformed and gotten into that very lovely dress and is off to the ball. So those are the two designs that are depicted on both corners of the pages. And along with the notebook, you get this really cool bookmark. Oops, having a little trouble freaking it out there. This is a fabric type of bookmark, a sort of satin kind of fabric. And at the end of the bookmark, in the metal sort of element, is Cindy's shoe. It is a very fancy book, and I am definitely going to put this into good use. It feels sturdy. Their pages are not thin. They have quite a thickness to it, and it's not as sheer as well, so I don't think I will have to worry about ghosting or bleeding to a certain extent. It's a very durable, strong book. I believe this type of notebook will be able to endure like being put into a bag and carried around. This seems to be the type of notebook that's able to handle that sort of thing. So that's item number 1. The next item I want to share is also Cindy related. I'm getting into a real Cindy kick right now because the Disney store is releasing a whole bunch of merchandise, and all of it is so pretty and so cute. And she is my number 2 princess after Belle, so a lot of the times I can't help myself. So before I cut open the box to show you the contents, let me just quickly read to you what snacks are inside. So according to the back, we have 4 plain cookies, and then we have 4 white soda hard candies. I don't really know what that means. I want to guess that that's white soda means cider. And then 4 mango candies. I am very excited for those. I love mangoes. They are my favorite fruit. So let's cut it open so I can show you the insides. This box was not released as part of the 70th anniversary merchandise lineup, rather it was released later and under actually 2 versions of this princess snack box, one being Cinderella as you can see here, and the other is of Rapunzel. Let me just show you the design of the box itself, because that's what Japan does really well. There's so much detail and thought into the design of their packaging, and this is no exception. So on the top of the box cover, we have in very gold lettering and design elements, Bibbidi Bobbidi Wow. I think that's kind of hilarious. It's instead of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. And she is right there in the middle with a circular emblem around with her little birdies, of course. I wonder why they don't really have Jacques or Gus Gus depicted often with Cinderella merchandise. They actually didn't make much of an appearance in the 70th anniversary merchandise, so that's a bit of a surprise because you see a lot of them, especially in American and European merchandise, not so much in Japanese merchandise. Again, those gold foil accents or inserts just add a real nice shine and pop. On the side here is the design in, again, gold foil accents of the carriage, the pumpkin carriage. Same on the other side. And that's about it for the back. This back here is a beautiful mosaic, and if you can see, I'll just bring it closer, there are actually smaller designs repeated in a sort of collage pattern, and a lot of it happens to be silhouette designs of, for example, Cinderella and the castle and that clock striking midnight. It's so pretty to look at. And I love the color scheme of greens and purples and pinks and whites. It just goes together so nicely. Oh, and at the bottom we have here the Disney castle. Alright, let's open the box up. And you can open the box with this fabric flap. And this is how it works. So the top part of the interior has the same sort of wallpaper effect as the outside of the box, and the box opens up to a compartment of 4 slots here. They all have that birdie, and with the birdie in the corner or at the bottom of each compartment is like a vine with roses on it. It's really pretty. The bottom of the design of the compartment has that silhouette of the Disney castle, or rather Cinderella's castle. The bottom side of the compartment has that silhouette design of the castle, again with those roses, and that design goes around the entire compartment. And here are the goodies. So this is all the cookies and candies inside a plastic package that you can open up, and then you can kind of put here in the different compartments. So you can have, like, let's say hard candies here and then the cookies over here. And then at the bottom is this very simple colored, one solid color blue compartment. It's not removable, it's kind of stuck in there. So here are the plain cookies, and they are in the shape of a heart. And the hard candies are also in the shape of a heart. So I want to say that those are the mango candies because they are yellow, and this must be the white soda candies. And besides the candies, and besides the aesthetics of the box, the other main reason why I jumped to get this is obviously the reusability of the packaging. I love packaging that can be reused, which is why I absolutely love buying snacks from Tokyo Disney Resort, because they often come with tin containers. And this one, instead of a tin container, it is made of cardboard, but it's a pretty strong, sturdy cardboard. It's obviously very thick as well, so I am not worried that this won't stand the test of time. So when you finish off your snacks, when you finish off eating the cookies and your candies, you can simply put the compartment back in there free of snacks and reuse it to whatever purpose you have in mind. So this can store things like small crafts and art supplies. If you're into jewelry making, this will be a great use for separating all those beads and little accessories, and the bottom could be for your tools and whatnot. So I believe I'll be using this for my stationery, because I recently got in hand a bunch of Disney stationery, and it will be nice to put all that Disney stationery into a Disney box. So there we have it. And this is another thing that I picked up while I was in a Disney store because it was also on sale. This was 20% off. It was originally priced at 400 yen. And it is not cheap, no. Masking tapes at the Disney store are not like your 100 yen, 200 yen price range. They are at least 300 and up, but they are the only place where you can get these kinds of Disney character washi tapes, or how they call it, decoration tapes. And this is the symbol that they are purchased from the Disney store. It has that Mickey icon, and this is a die cut tape. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but to me that means that this tape is not like a straight edge tape, but there are curves, there is shape to the edge. And of course it is my bias, it is of Donald. I don't remember when this came out, but I do want to say that it was part of the Happy Birthday Donald merchandise lineup. Every year the Disney store does celebrate Donald's birthday. It is one of the only characters or Disney characters where they release a bunch of merchandise to coincide with that birthday month. I hope you're able to see it well enough, but as you can see, especially at the top edge here, it is not straight cut. It is curved to match his dancing form, and he is dancing by shaking his booty. I just love duck butts, so this washi tape was kind of perfect. I plan on making a character page of your favorite Disney character in my journals, so I purchased this washi tape for that particular purpose because I'm obviously going to dedicate an entire page to Donald. Now, you might not have known that the Disney store has a sort of reward system going on. So every time you make a purchase, they reward you with a number of points that you can accumulate and collect and exchange for Disney merch. And those kinds of merchandise can only be acquired through the reward system. So there is no other way to attain those items. You cannot purchase them separately. They are not sold separately. You can only get them by exchanging your reward points. So I happen to accumulate enough points for me to get this set of Tupperware or plastic containers, and they are Zootopia themed. So I would just like to share that with you because I think it is just one of the many things or the many reasons why I love the Disney store in Japan. You get freebies for shopping there, and it's pretty decent. So we have two containers. Well, the larger one is orange and the smaller one inside is green. Let me just separate these two so that I can give you a close-up of the larger orange one. And it is dedicated to Judy Hopps, and there is a symbol or a lot of elements related to her. This one in particular says throw your paws in the air, and some police related sayings. Oh, the fox has arrived. Interesting. Oh, okay, maybe it's not just Judy. There's also Nick here. Flock or roll? Very interesting. the kinds of elements that they chose to decorate the Tupperware with. This is a screw-on lid, so you're able to secure it tightly. And oh, I didn't realize this until now, but they have sort of like embedded into the plastic like units of measurement. If you happen to fill this container up with a sort of liquid, there are units for 100 and 200 and 300, and then each in between notch is like 50 milliliters. So that is awesome. That's super useful. Let's take a look at the smaller green one. So here's that design. Busted. Indeed. Oh, and they have silhouettes of other characters that I don't recognize. Oh, there is Mayor Lionheart for sure. I guess it's other, like, you know, animal characters that appear in the movie. Oh, there's another Judy and Nick design. It says run. Who is that? Who are you? Oh, it's upside down. Again, screw top lid. And there are units of measurement up to 150. Pretty practical, pretty cool, and I'm so happy I got this for free. And those are my goodies from the parks and the stores. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that bell. Thanks so much for sharing your time with me, and see you in the next video.